It's gone viral that a group of Black Lives Matter protesters went, I think, let me just double check, to a restaurant where they threatened a DC restaurant uh, in Washington. I believe it's in Washington, where they threatened a group of white people. One notably, a white woman, and when she refused to raise her fist, I'm not sure what that's supposed to stand for, raising your fist. However, because she refused to wave her fist, because a lot of Christians believe that you should only submit to God, even though it's a contradiction, because a lot of Christians submit to the LGBTQ agenda. So that's another subject, so it's a contradiction. However, because this white Christian refused to wave her fist, they said, well, one of them asked, are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Which is interesting because the Black Lives Matter group started to attack the churches, wanting the church to shut down, etc., because of her links with slavery. If you look at the picture, you notice they call themselves Black Lives Group. I didn't see one black person. It makes you wonder whether the liberals are behind all of this race riots in America in order to get rid of Donald Trump. It's all of a sudden a lot of black men are being killed in America during the election process, and conveniently, according to the polls, Joe Biden, is winning, and if Donald Trump loses Carolina, then that's it. The Republicans are out. But it's interesting how these race riots, the killing of uh, unarmed black men, seem to be pervasive. And who's there? The Democrats, the liberals, who are at the marches, white liberals. And the mere fact that the theme is to shut down the churches, deny Christ, you have to wonder who really has infiltrated this Black Lives Matter group. Are they Marxist? Are they witches? Are they pagans, Antifas, anti society, anti Christ? But you must remember that the LGBTQ, how they became powerful, the LGBTQ plus 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 plus. If you look at now how they add more letters to all these sexual preferences and sexual identity, it goes on. It's not just LGBTQ anymore, but it's now there's a P and it goes on. Okay? But how they got their power was by exploiting the black civil rights. Now the LGBT are untouchable. The world is afraid of the LGBTQ. The LGBTQ has infiltrated the church in order to revamp and change and challenge the gospel. Where Black Lives Matter is concerned, a lot of undesirable individuals and dirty politics has infiltrated the Black Lives Matter. Well, no, contradiction, because the Black Lives Matter was started off by three black lesbians. So from the outset, it was dodgy. From the outset, even these black lesbians were exploiting their own people. And obviously, you then had the Antifa, you had all the white Marxists, all the white liberals who had their own political dangerous agenda using Black Lives Matter in order to attack the church. And it's interesting how one of the guys, I think one of the organizers of Black Lives Matter, was campaigning to shut down the churches, etc. This is now heating up. And we are told, in fact, my next video, does the Bible actually prophesy there's going to be a race war? And it does, whether people like it or not. I think it's in Luke when Christ says, nation shall rise against nations. All this talk about love and peace and tolerance, that's for the LGBTQ. Satan looks after his own. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, Christ says nations shall rise against nations. So the LGBT, they're happy. Everybody loves them. They're happy. It won't affect them yet. But the Bible did predict that in the last days, we will see such confusions. The liberals are the ones who are used by Satan, by the devil, to create racial disharmony, to capitalize on it, to feed on it, to foster it for their own evil and wicked agenda. It's no accident that as soon as Donald Trump is campaigning, suddenly another black man is shot. It's no accident. And who's there? The saint, the good saint, the white Messiah, Joe Biden, and his sidekick, Kamala Harris. Suddenly they're there talking about love and peace. Yet under Obama, things were worse. So they talk about love and peace and etc. But under Obama, the LGBTQ yet again was happy. They were happy. So the Liberal Democrats are exploiting and fueling this racial disharmony. The Liberal Democrats are behind it. But black people don't want to see it. They refuse to see it. Many black people know about it, but because we're possessed by demons, because we're possessed by the devil from hell, we don't want to see that we're being exploited. We don't want to see that we're being used by these anti-government, antifas, antichrist. We don't want to see it because we ourselves are antichrist. We ourselves are wicked. So we don't want to see it. But she was told, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe this is the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of suffering, the beginning of the rapture, the beginning of Christian persecution of a different kind, of a different order? Now under the disguise of Black Lives Matter. Renounce Jesus Christ or you're a racist. That's a good title for a video. Renounce Jesus Christ or you're a white racist. What are you going to choose? Well, many chose the LGBTQ, so maybe you'll renounce Jesus Christ. You chose the LGBTQ, you chose to not betray Jesus for the LGBTQ, you chose to betray the Messiah. So why not go further and betray Jesus again for the Black Lives Matter? Why not? You betrayed him already. Look at the church. Look how lukewarm we are. Look how cheap we are. We betrayed the Son of Man for the LGBTQ. Why not go one step further and betray Christ for Black Lives Matter? This is the state of the church, whether black or white, whatever. This is the state of the church. It's been infiltrated by the liberal, wicked, Marxist agenda. And that's why the church has no power. They can talk and talk and talk. You won't see one genuine miracles, not one, because they're fake. They're there for the money. They're there to pimp you. And that is it. But you won't see one genuine miracle. They know how to pimp you spiritually. But when it comes down to it, Jesus said, and I love that quote, when he says, do good tree bear bad fruit, or bad tree bear good fruit? If your tree is good, if your root is good, you'll produce miracles. You can't produce miracles because you belong to the devil, and the devil can't create miracles. This is too powerful. This is heating up. And I've had no breakfast yet. I'm still hungry. I've had no breakfast. Right? A good tree cannot bear bad fruit. So if you're not doing miracles, something is wrong. But you don't want to think. It's too painful. It's too painful for you to think. But there's a new persecution happening now. If you don't deny Jesus Christ, said Black Lives Matter, you are a racist. That's the new persecution. Oh, I got some powerful videos coming. How black people are now calling themselves the 666. Black people, oh, we're sick. We got the devil in us. There's no hope for black people. We black people now going around saying that they're the 666. Something is wrong with us. We are mentally ill. We are screwed up. And you can see it in our communities. You can see the way in which we refuse to support black business. We are messed up mentally. Don't blame white people. Blame our black selves.